Hey guys, Xander Schauffele. Just gonna talk about how I shape shots with the new Callaway Elyte driver. All right, the stock drive. I mean, I guess I typically do draw the ball. It's just something that I've always done. I think since I've been working with Chris, I've been a little bit more comfortable to hit a lot of fades. I typically like to have the ball, I don't know, 2 balls behind the heel, 1 ball, anywhere in that ballpark, depending on how I'm hitting it. My tendency is my shoulders get a little open. When you're trying to draw the ball, it can be hard unless you're like a Rory type who has the ability to reroute the club down. I typically, when my shoulders get too open, as soon as I start unwinding, the first thing that happens is the club kind of comes across the top. So for me, a big cue is to make sure that, you know, either start with your left hand on the club and then you can bring the right hand in. It'll help keep your shoulders a little bit square versus sort of walking in with both hands. You can have your shoulders set up a little open. So that's just a small cue that I do sometimes. A lot of it's just set up, making sure the club face is aimed correctly, ball position's good, make a simple pass at it. So for the fairway finder, I typically tee up the ball pretty low. Top of the ball probably below the crown of the head. I like to hit a low fade. When I'm nervous or I see a lot of trouble around, I like to sort of feel like I'm on top of it and kind of covering it a little bit more. And I think naturally it feels easier as a right-handed golfer to sort of swing across your body versus trying to open up and swing out. So for me, I take the ball, similar ball position, couple balls behind the heel. I like to feel like I'm sort of staying on top of it. When I'm hitting a draw, at times I'll get to my left side and I'll not really hang back, but the body kind of feels like it's moving in this shape a little bit. When I'm hitting the sort of cover fade, I feel like I'm very much on top of the ball still and just kind of opening up the body a little bit more. There's a little fade. Ball should have a little bit more spin with the low launch. If I'm trying to hit one far, let's say there's a bunker, you know, at 300 yards I'm trying to cover, I'll tee the ball up much higher. As you can see here, a lot of the golf ball is above the crown. I'll take it more towards my heel, and because it's later in my arc, I know that I'm gonna be, or up in my stance, I'll be catching it later in my arc. So typically don't try and shape it too much when I'm trying to hit it really far. It'll be kind of a high pull or push of some sort. I mean, if I'm kind of lagging behind, I'll try and pretty much stack up. If my shoulders are really level, if I'm taking it up in my stance, I'll kind of try to hike the shoulder up a little bit just to help promote sort of the up motion towards the golf ball. I see a lot of people trying to sort of contort their bodies this way. It can work, it can. It really depends on how lateral of a player you are. I'm pretty lateral. I like to move off the ball and on. I think it gets a little bit dangerous when you try and preset really hard this way because your move off the ball will put you, your lines and tilts may get out of whack. So for someone that likes to kind of shift off the ball, I think just kind of hiking up that shoulder at address is an easy way to sort of cheat the ball up in your stance. So this is what I do when I hit it far. Left shoulder's high, forward. I'm gonna give the left heel a little bit of lift here. You can see it's significantly higher, so hopefully that gets over the bunker.